If you play football regularly, there are a handful of injuries quietly waiting for you, and most players never see them coming until they are sitting on the sideline. Let me walk you through the ones that actually end seasons, why they happen, and what the warning signs look like before the serious damage is done. The first and most feared is the ACL tear, the anterior cruciate ligament inside your knee. It usually happens without any contact at all. You plant your foot to change direction, your knee rotates inward over a fixed boot, and the ligament gives way. Most players describe a pop, immediate swelling within an hour, and a knee that feels like it might buckle. What makes the ACL so significant is that it does not heal on its own, and returning to football typically requires surgery followed by 9 to 12 months of structured rehabilitation. The crucial point is that a large proportion of these injuries are preventable. The way you decelerate and land is trainable, and players who do specific neuromuscular control work cut their ACL risk substantially. The second injury is the hamstring strain, and it is the most common muscle injury in the entire sport. It happens in the moment of a sprint, usually when the leg is swinging forward and the hamstring is lengthening under high speed. The reason it recurs so often is that most players return as soon as the pain settles, long before the muscle has rebuilt its strength at length. A hamstring that has not been rehabilitated properly will re-tear, and each re-tear takes longer to recover from than the last. The third is the ankle sprain, where the foot rolls inward and the ligaments on the outside overstretch or tear. It is so common that players treat it as nothing, and that is exactly the problem. An ankle sprain once and never rehabilitated loses its position sense, the unconscious awareness of where the joint is in space. That lost position sense is why the same ankle sprains again and again, and why some players end up with a chronically unstable ankle for years. The fourth is groin pain, often from the adductor muscles that pull the leg inward during kicking and cutting. It tends to creep in gradually rather than tear suddenly, starting as a niggle that the player pushes through. Pushed through long enough, it becomes a deep, persistent groin pain that affects every sprint and every strike of the ball. The fifth is the often missed one, patellar tendon pain at the front of the knee, just below the kneecap. It builds slowly from the repeated jumping, landing, and accelerating, and it warns you with stiffness in the tendon first thing in the morning and after sitting. Ignore that morning stiffness, and it can progress to a tendon that hurts every time you play. Here is the thread running through all five. Almost none of them are bad luck. They are the predictable result of asking your body to sprint, cut, jump, and kick at speed without the underlying strength and control to absorb those forces safely. The players who stay on the pitch are rarely the most naturally gifted. They are the ones who do the unglamorous work, the strength training, the landing mechanics, the proper warm-up, the honest rehabilitation when something does go wrong. The warning signs are almost always there before the serious injury. Morning stiffness in a tendon, a niggle that keeps returning to the same spot, a knee or ankle that feels slightly unstable on uneven ground. Those are your body telling you that the tissue is being loaded faster than it can adapt. Let me give you the practical actions that genuinely lower your risk across all of these. The first is a proper warm-up that includes some explosive sport-specific movement, not just a gentle jog and a few static stretches. Your muscles and tendons handle high-speed load far better when they have been gradually brought up to speed first. The second is year-round strength work, particularly for the hamstrings, the calves, and the muscles around the hip. Strength is what gives a muscle the capacity to absorb a sudden sprint or hard landing without tearing. The third is respecting load, which means not jumping from barely training to 2 hard matches in a weekend. Most overuse injuries, the tendon problems and the gradual groin pain, come from a sudden spike in how much you are asking of your body. The fourth is taking early niggles seriously instead of playing through them. A niggle is your one cheap warning before it becomes an injury that costs you months. They are the ones who responded properly the first time something went wrong, rehabilitated it fully, and built the strength so it did not keep happening. A proper assessment can find your specific weak links and build the preparation that keeps you playing. The link in the description connects you with sports physiotherapy that focuses on keeping footballers on the pitch, not just patching them up afterwards.